YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is anabellachiclanaofficial for anybody who's new here, and today I will be rating 15 Disney men. Some of these men have been around for decades, some of them are fairly newer to the world of Disney. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number 15, we have Maui from Moana. Right off the bat, I'm putting him at the lowest because I've just never been attracted to him from day one. First and foremost, I think the reason is Dwayne Johnson voices him. I have nothing against Dwayne Johnson, no hate whatsoever. I just think he's overcasted. I think different actors need a chance to be able to explore the roles that he has amassed over the years in Hollywood, and Maui is definitely one of them. Now Maui, he really is a characterization of Dwayne Johnson. I mean, from his like build to his tats, his like Polynesian Hawaiian, I could be wrong, but I think Dwayne Johnson has blood in him that is that. I don't know, but in terms of personality, Maui's really egotistical. Honestly, if Moana didn't even exist, he would not have been any help to the movie. In fact, he would have been like the person everyone hated because he's the reason that the heart wasn't even in Te-Fiti to begin with. He stole it. So in reality, he kind of is the villain of the movie. I guess he has some sort of redemptive arc because he helps Moana, but in reality, he kind of had no other choice because the ocean was kind of against him anyways. I think Maui is kind of so. Right at number 14, we have Prince Eric. You know, in terms of looks, he has looks, I guess. In terms of what he did in the movie, okay, like he met Ariel, but immediately after finding another girl who could speak, he ditched Ariel for her, was literally about to marry her until somebody intervened. That's kind of selfish, kind of ableist, I don't know. I mean, he was already literally falling in love with Ariel and you could tell. This Vanessa girl, aka Ursula, just walks in and he's like, okay. Not really my thing, Prince Eric. At number 13, we have Prince Phillip. To be dead honest, this movie is so forgettable that I legitimately don't remember anything about his personality except for that he sang Once Upon a Dream or something like that. I like his singing voice, and that's like literally the only reason I put him over Eric is because Eric didn't sing. That's really all I have to say about him. He's like a really dry person, to be completely honest. Moving on, we have Prince Naveen. And I know I put him really low at number 12, and I know a lot of people on the internet are like, Prince Naveen is husband material. But to be honest, I didn't really like The Princess and the Frog as a movie. I thought it was kind of boring. It was just too many frogs and not enough humans, and that sounds really bad, but like Prince Naveen, I don't know, I just was never attracted to him. Kind of biased because I've only seen the movie like 3 times, and all 3 of the times I stopped watching halfway through because I'm just bored. I don't know why I put him higher. I think I put him higher out of internet bias because everyone says that he's like fan material. So I just went with it and I was like, okay. Next we have John Smith. In Pocahontas, he's essentially falling in love with a woman, adolescent. I have no idea how old Pocahontas is, and he's a white man, and because obviously this takes place in like colonial America, it's not historically accurate at all, but you know, I like his jawline. That's all I have to say about him, to be honest. Up next we have Quasimodo. Now Quasimodo is from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the Hunchback of Notre Dame is such an interesting movie because I have absolutely no idea how it has a G rating. How does it have a G? I have no idea. There are so many themes of religious persecution, plus there's themes of war, there's themes of hate, there's themes of insane family issues. Meanwhile, it's like rated G. For general audience. But Quasimodo is a well-rounded character. He doesn't get a lot of attention because the movie doesn't get a lot of attention, but I feel like he really did care about the people that he was around. I mean, Frollo basically abused him his entire life. Even though he was like observing the world from his tower, he still fell in love with Esmeralda, saved Esmeralda from being burned at the stake. It was just kind of a really interesting character arc that I thought was more interesting than Prince Eric or Prince Naveen. I put him up a little higher, but not enough that I would say like I'm like in love with him. Also, his singing voice, amazing. So that's another reason. Right after Quasimodo, we have Aladdin. The movie was pretty good, but in terms of like what Aladdin was doing throughout the whole movie, I feel like was not enough to keep me like, I like his personality. He's really charismatic, he's really witty, he's clever, he knows how to get around. He's a thief. But I feel like the movie is kind of centered around him, just around him and like what he wants, like his wishes, his desires, his relationship with Jasmine, his lies, his thievery. And it's so much of him that I feel like we could have seen more of Jasmine. We could have heard more about the Genie's backstory. In terms of balance, like it was okay. I feel like the movie was okay. I actually liked the live action Aladdin better than the cartoon one, and that's gonna get a lot of hate, but it's okay. But he is up there because I love his singing voice. A Whole New World is absolutely iconic. I feel like he's a well-rounded character, and if I met him in real life, I'd probably fall in love with him. So there you go. Up next we have the Beast, or Prince Adam from the Beauty and the Beast. In terms of his character evolution, he started off as just like a beast, literally in every way possible, physically, mentally, emotionally. He had no control, constantly angry at people, constantly snapping at people, being rude. And then Belle comes in and changes his entire life, literally changes him into a human. Honestly, I don't even know why I put Beast so high up, because I was never attracted to him either. I was never attracted to the Beast. I don't know why I put him so high up. There has to be some reason why I put him up there. There isn't. I don't know why the Beast is up here, but he's up here, so moving on. Up next we have Milo Thatcher. Y'all, Milo Thatcher is so underrated. In Atlantis, he is such a smart guy. He knows everything about everything. He's brave. He wanted to save the people of Atlantis. He fell in love with a girl in Atlantis. Overall, I feel like more intelligent guys, kind of my type. They have more to bring to the table than just looks. The reason why he's not up in my like top 5 is probably because he doesn't sing at all in the movie. I like me a guy who can sing personally. That's just me personally. His like mannerisms and his character, it just kind of made him like pretty attractive. Up next on the list we have Tarzan. Now you're probably wondering, why did I put an ape man over the literal last 9 people, normal people? But in terms of how he is, he's so protective of his own, he's so inquisitive. And so later on he meets Jane. It's kind of charming how he just wants to be with her. But it's not just being with her, he wants to show her his world. And she wants to show him her world. And I think that's like a beautiful thing. And just overall the movie was amazing. Once again, wish he could have sang in the movie, but he didn't. It's okay. He's still up there. Up next at number 5, we have Dimitri. Dimitri is from Anastasia, another extremely underrated movie. My goodness. Dimitri even Disney, I honestly do not even know. If he's not, ignore it, because I'm keeping him in here anyways. He's trying to find the lost princess Anastasia for a huge cash reward because he's broke. So he just picks up random girls off the street to go bring to the queen or whatever and be like, hey yo, this is Anastasia, can I get my money? But at one point he picks up a girl and it actually ends up being Anastasia. But he doesn't know that at the time. They have a lot of chemistry throughout the movie. I thought it's like really cool. He knows how to talk to people. He knows how to have real conversations. It's just really attractive to me, I don't know. He's definitely up there. Up next we have Prince Charming from Cinderella, the 2015 live action edition. I know it's kind of unfair in putting him up there because he's an actual human and not a cartoon character, but he still counts as a Disney prince, a Disney man, so I'm keeping him up there. I feel like the cartoon Cinderella did not touch up enough on Prince Charming. They kind of made him one-sided. He's just a prince that happened to get with Cinderella. But in the live action movie, you see a lot about him. You see a lot about his relationship with his dad, a lot about how he wants to run the country, how he defies what his dad says about him having to marry a princess of royal blood. Prince Charming is fine. He's a fine guy. He's got like the sparkly eyes, he's got like charisma, the charm, he's got like the vibe, knows how to slow dance, he knows how to waltz. He's a pretty well-rounded Disney man in my opinion. That's Prince Charming for you. At number 3 we have Shang from Mulan. Now, Shang was actually my first childhood crush. Shang is running an army of people who are literal hooligans. He's trying to save China, and his army does not know what they're doing. So he steps in, he leads them even though he didn't want to at first, but he leads them and he shapes them into all these men who are strong. Doing that as one person, like that is not easy. He did it in such a way that he was just asserting so much energy, effort, and like leadership. That's something that was like really attractive to me. It stood out. Like some of the guys in this list, all those guys like Eric or whatever, like they're high up in position, like they're princes, but I don't see them doing anything leader-y whatsoever. Like they just exist because they were born into the bloodline royalty, right? But anyways, the point is Shang, first Mulan, hot. Moving on. At number 2 we have Kristoff from Frozen. I feel like Kristoff's character goes a lot beyond what they show in the movie from the start of the movie, right? Like he was involved in business. From their youth to their adulthood, they have been working hard. And that's like a characteristic that you don't see in like a lot of these men. And even by the end of the movie, he was still working hard as business because Anna bought him a new like sled. And he can sing and he can play the guitar and he likes talking to animals. Overall, very well-rounded. It's not really about like him being macho. I feel like it's just him having an actual heart, an actual personality, and just really being caring and like nice to other people. It was really nice to see. Now, right before I go ahead and say number 1, go ahead and like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. At number 1, we have Flynn Rider / Eugene Fitzherbert. The reason I'm putting him so high up at literal number 1 isn't because he's attractive, but I feel like his character arc was the most well done out of any Disney man in any Disney movie whatsoever. From the beginning of time, you see his development in such a unique way. From the start of the movie, he's a thief, super stubborn, extremely egotistical. I mean, he still kind of is by the end of the movie, but he's just someone who only cares about himself. But by the end of the movie, this man is breaking out of prison to go find his girl, breaking out of the prison where he is about to be hanged. And he goes and climbs a tower, whatever high foot tower, and proceeds to be stabbed in the abdomen and proceeds to sacrifice his own life to save her. Like, this man is husband material. I know that he's wanted by the law, but I feel like that kind of makes him like interesting. The way he opens up about being formerly called Eugene Fitzherbert, the way that he evolves throughout the story, his chemistry with Rapunzel, it's just like insanely attractive. Am I a fan of his ego? Not really. I think his ego needs a check, but I feel like by the end of the movie, he does realize that life isn't all about him. After he meets this girl who just completely changes his perspective in life. I think it's just amazing. His singing voice, 10 out of 10. Zachary Levi, if you're watching this, slay. Just overall, he's a very well-rounded Disney man who I feel like has definitely earned the #1 spot. That is my rating of 15 Disney men. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below who your favorite Disney man is. I'll see you in my next video.